6-7 KCAL rocks. It is time to do some sports on a Monday, something I always look forward to with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Yo, what is cracking? Patrick, what I'm looking forward to is the start of the NFL season, man. Training camps are right around the corner. You can feel it later this month. But a lot of our NFL guys, especially our local guys from the Inland Empire, trying to squeeze in one more vacation or do something fun right before the NFL season starts because, once July hits and training camp hits, they're locked down till maybe February, right? If you make a Super Bowl run. But for example, our guy Alexander Madison, just back in town doing his youth football camp, he was over hanging out at Wimbledon of all places. He was hanging out watching some tennis. We had Jamal Williams from Summit High School in Fontana. He just got, remember he played the previous season with the Detroit Lions. Now he's with the New Orleans Saints. He was in Japan because he's a big anime guy. So all these guys are trying to live out, some awesome vacations before the NFL season starts. But with that said, we're still talking about these big-name NFL free agents still available. Now, DeAndre Hopkins looks like he's going to sign with the Tennessee Titans. But Patrick, Dalvin Cook, Zeke Elliott, there's some guys still out there right now.
I know, unfortunately, they seem to be caught in this wayside thing where the running back by committee thing can almost equal their production. So they're almost getting moneyballed a little bit in a way where they're not trying to replace Giambi. They're trying to, come up with a math problem where three guys can come up with the same production. For some reason, they're using those guys and they feel like they can use that position to save a little room and, add to the defense or add to the offense. It's kind of wild because you're right. They're a great running back, but they're getting caught hanging out in the wind here. It's kind of dangerous. It's kind of very Le'Veon Bell-ish, if you will.
Yeah, and I believe Kareem Hunt is another running back that's just out there. Unfortunately for running backs, they hit 30 years old, and NFL teams want to kick them to the curb. They get 3, 4, 5 good years out of them, and they're ready to turn the page and go, find the next guy. Or like you said, running back by committee, so there's not a lot of wear and tear on just one guy. You got 2 or 3 guys that can run the football. So it's a very tough. It's obviously a position that you desperately need, but it's a very tough spot to be in because it is that life cycle of a running back is very, very short.
And they're old and expensive.
Yes.
It sucks.
It is. So there's some big names out there as we get to NFL training camps that, Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott will be on NFL teams this season. But where will they end up? Why is this, dragged out for so long? I don't know. Maybe it's because they're a little bit older. They're still great. I'd say that at least Dalvin Cook is still in his prime, so they will be somewhere.
They will be somewhere. You're right, though. You can feel it getting close, especially with the announcement of Hard Knocks. My goodness.
Yeah, going to the New York Jets. I think there was rumors about it. I think we talked about it. There was rumors. Now they definitely made it, known to the public. They unveiled it that, it'll be the New York Jets. So it'll be Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. We get to go behind the scenes with those guys.
Here we go.
Hey, we talked about Alexander Madison being at Wimbledon, watching some tennis before the NFL season. We did have the men's final yesterday. Novak Djokovic did not win. The Joker, the all-time great, losing to this 20-year-old guy, Carlos Alcaraz from Spain. So maybe he's the next big tennis star. I'm not a big tennis guy, but to be 20 years old and you beat the greatest of all time, there's something there.
Yes, you knew something was different when Joker broke his racket. He was so frustrated.
Yeah.
This kid gave him the business. And then you kind of think, Pep and I, we're kind of older guys. Imagine you're Joker and you're 36 years old or whatever, and you're trying to keep up with this 20-year-old. It starts, it's wild.
It is wild, man. I still play freeze tag with the kids, and I've lost a step or two at my age, and Joker's got a couple of years younger than me, so I get it. I get all that. So, yeah.
But his speech was good, very classy, if you will. It was very funny at one point when a reporter said, still, you have to be, happy with, what you've accomplished. He was like, maybe tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough today, Very funny and classy. He said, hey, I got to give it to him. I got beat by the better player today.
Yeah, in that moment, he's probably like, no, this does not feel good. But in hindsight, it was a great match. And I just we talk about the GOATs. I just like to see the GOATs keep winning. Djokovic, Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, whoever it might be. Like, I'm not a huge Joker fan. I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, but if they're an all-time great, I kind of appreciate watching them in that moment. I like to see them keep winning, but maybe this Alcaraz kid who's only 20 years old, maybe he is the next big thing in tennis. Who knows? I have no idea.
Oh no, you're right. When they were putting Alcaraz his name on the trophy, I mean, right above it, it was Djokovic, Djokovic,
Yeah.
Djokovic, Djokovic, Djokovic. I mean, he is dominated.
Yeah, then Federer in front of him.
Yes.
So yeah, there's tennis. Tennis has it's a very small club of guys who just kind of dominate the sport for a long time. And on the women's side too, the Williams sisters. So tennis is a funny sport like that. All right, so we talked football. How about some football, man? Soccer mania right now with Leo Messi being officially introduced to Inter Miami last night. Patrick, it was a sold-out stadium just to see this guy being introduced. He didn't play a game. He didn't practice. Not even talking about practice. We're talking about just being introduced. And it looks like he might make his debut later this week on Friday. But it looks like this guy who is still in his prime, coming to MLS, I don't know if it's going to change the game of soccer or maybe bring it to, a new height here in the United States. But it's a big deal, man. He's the probably most famous person on the planet.
No, you're right, though. It's not like this hasn't been done before, because there was Beckham.
Yeah.
But you're right. This is a little bit different. This is very Gretzky-ish because if you think about it, it's very cool. I don't know if he's used to being on a team like this, though, because he's on like the worst team. And I know he's great, but I'm like, how much can he do by himself? I think we're going to find out, man.
I think we are too, and of course, listen, money speaks. I think he's got so many, he's invested into the team, and how much they sell and all that stuff. So he's going to make a boatload of money. So it's not like this is a charity effort by Messi to be an ambassador of the game to the United States. It's not that at all.
No, it has a little bit of that feeling of when Gretzky went to the Kings.
Yeah, from Edmonton.
It's almost like it's good for the sport kind of thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, look at this. It's going to be wild. You're right. He is invested in the team and also the community. He was out at the Publix shopping, doing grocery shopping. I loved it.
I can't be the only one who thought he buys his own groceries. Like he's probably, and I'm not trying to over exaggerate here, he's probably the most famous person on the planet right now, and he's out, buying his own groceries. I didn't see any security or anything. Literally pushing his own shopping cart around. I'm like, it kind of surprised me at least.
Messi getting it done, dude. I love it. Honey-do list, he got it done.
Yes, he did. So we got soccer mania. And Patrick, let's finish up with a little NBA basketball talk. First off, LeBron James announcing he's going to go back to his number 23. The past couple of seasons, he's worn number 6, but he's going to go back to 23, which he used to wear to honor the late, great Bill Russell. Bill Russell was a famous, iconic number 6. LeBron continued to wear number 6 in honor of Bill Russell, but now he says he's going to put that number 6 on the shelf. He's going back to number 23 once again.
Maybe it's kind of like Sly and Over the Top, like when you turn the hat backwards, he turns into a machine.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what 23 is going to do, right?
Yeah, you know what? He was 23, and then he had a couple great seasons wearing number 6. Now he's going back to 23. We saw Kobe do something similar. Well, he didn't go back and forth, but, going from 8 to 24. So it's not unheard of to see players change their number mid-career or even later in their career. But, again, money talks, and something tells me there might be some money involved. Maybe he's going to sell a lot more number 23 jerseys again now that it's going to be offered and available.
Oh, the brand.
Yeah. And finally, NBA Summer League. And you're probably thinking, why is he talking NBA Summer League? Well, Patrick, it's the NBA Las Vegas Summer League Finals tonight. It's a classic Houston Rockets versus Cleveland Cavaliers matchup for the title. And a shout out to our guy Isaiah Mobley from Temecula having a huge summer league for the Cleveland Cavaliers. His brother Evan Mobley already a star with Cleveland, but Isaiah Mobley having a great summer trying to lead Cleveland to a prestigious NBA Summer League title tonight.
Straight out of T-Mac.
Yes.
I love it, dude. That is so cool. This is actually a fun game to watch if you want to see some real basketball. This is a more realistic, fun type of game. It is very cool and good for Isaiah, man. That's always awesome. That's why we got Pep down to handle the local angle. Pep, you got to tell them how to get your stuff.
Hey, we always handle it on Inland Sports, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We can handle it. Check it out.
Thanks, Pep.